Good morning, you lovely lot. Timmy has come to join us. I'm up, I'm dressed. I haven't yet got as far as makeup on, but I have, as you can see, I'm in U-Talk uniform because we have this business event to go to. So I thought wearing my uniform would be a conversation starter, and also, we're in a room with many businesses and might spark some interest. And they'll go, oh, that person with that uniform on. That's my thinking anyway. Whether or not it'll work, I don't know. So yes, we're off to that. I have a meeting there at, I think it's about 10:15. Not for very long, mind you. It's only a very short one. But I need to have a chat with them about anything to do with volunteers, because that is kind of my role within the business that I need to start focusing on, and that is building a volunteers portfolio and what have you. And then, yeah, we can get some volunteers on site more regularly. We've got a lot of ideas that will give the volunteers things to do while they're here, and then the volunteers then have their own kind of portfolio that they're then building for, well, it's good for your CV and things like that, isn't it? So I think someone's feeling very chilled. I've arrived. Now I've got to go and hope that nobody speaks to me that I don't recognise, because I know there's people in here that I've met, and obviously I'm wearing the uniform, which means people will come to me if they know, oh yes, she's from so and so, might not have recognised me before. But I'm terrible with recognising people and the whole face blindness thing, and I can just see myself going winging it and hoping that, well, if I can read a lanyard, that might help with a name. Anyway, let's go do this. I do just want to say this is well out of my comfort zone.
Safeguarding a further 290. So nearly 1,000 jobs supported in the county, an extra focus supporting women in business. Over 51% of the businesses engaged had female leaders or a female majority in the boardroom. 51%, that compares to 29% nationally. So that's a real fantastic outcome. The Chancellor's Spring Statement. To reflect on this...
Oh, my brain hurts. So that was well out of my comfort zone, but I got into it, and there were some really lovely people there who kind of guided me in that, like they were saying, one bit of advice I was told was, everyone's worried about how they look to someone else, not how you look to them. So don't worry about going up to people and talking to them. Another one was, does it matter if you embarrass yourself? Really, does it matter? I'm like, no, I guess it doesn't. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's here just as uncomfortable as you are. So, yeah, kind of spun it around, because I walked in and just thought these are all like proper business people, and I'm not a proper business person. I have to stop thinking of myself as not a proper business person. So yeah, that was a learning curve for me, and confidence building. And I've done it once, and I feel like I could do it again now. So that was good. And I have to say, we were bombarded. I approached one person using my new techniques and found out she was the accountant, or one of the accountants for the company that was organising the event. So not an actual networking person, but somebody who was there from the company. But that was nice. She was still a lovely person. I had a chat with her. But when it came to the networking, I can now see people literally just walked up to us and spoke to us, and then stood in our peripheral while we were talking to somebody, trying to edge it into the conversation. And then you kind of, before you know it, you're onto another. My voice is, my throat feels very dry, and I've been coughing quite a lot since I've left there. And yeah, I got a lot of info, I wrote down a lot of notes. We've got people we need to meet with, people we need to email, and that's before Emma and I actually come together and put our connections and conversations that we made together, because we were in the place but separate, and I was there for a good hour and a half before she got there. So I had 2 networking sessions, whereas she only had the 1 networking session to get through, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I've kind of got quite a lot of things I need to feed back to her. But I've been indoors all day long, eating very nice food, admittedly, but I've been indoors all day long, and so have the dogs. Well, they haven't, they've been in the garden as well, but one of them, Link, I suspect, has chewed the unit in the living room, in the conservatory, because he just gets, I mean, he doesn't look stressed. We've got the cameras on and we were checking, and he doesn't look stressed. But I think he gets bored, actually, is more the thing. He gets bored and decides to chew everything up. He was trying to dig up part of the garden. I do have these, and I did mean to give them to him before we went out, but totally forgot. So what I might do is try him for a few days over the next week with those drops, and just see if it changes his demeanour slightly from being highly excitable to just being a little bit calmer. But what they both need is a really good run, so I'm going to go and take them for a really good run. Oh, this is nice. Out and about. Bit of fresh air. These guys definitely needed it. Like I said, they had access to the garden, but there was no stimulation going on. Just got a bit bored and decided to be a bit destructive. Good job I'm not precious, eh? Come on. It's the thing of having puppies, isn't it? Although it's their birthday, the 3rd of November, which is this Friday, I believe. It's your birthday coming up, boys. Got birthday this week. We've just gone through a very swampy area. I was worried it was going to be all like that because these guys had a bath yesterday. They're already a bit muddy, but hopefully they'll dry off a bit if we don't come across too much more of the swampiness. I think that would be wishful thinking, though. We're on a lot of marshland around here. Keep going. So I've just been doing some feedback messages to Emma while things are fresh in my mind about connections, or possible connections that have been made today, so that she's aware of what I'm aware of, if that makes sense. I'm expecting similar messages back from her. We do a lot of voice messages rather than texting because it's just a lot easier. And it's really odd. I feel a shift. I feel like this first thing this morning I thought, my God, I'm out of my depth. Like I said, for all those reasons that I mentioned before, just felt completely out of my depth. But having then gone through the second half, if I'd left after the talk this morning and then not done this afternoon, I wouldn't have felt any better about the situation. But this afternoon I've come out feeling a lot more confident. I've got my spiel refined, which is where Emma's at, because she's talked to a lot of people on the phone about what we're doing. She kind of has that spiel ready, whereas I fumble over the words and then not always sure which bit to lead with and which bit is important. So it's a funny old feeling. Sorry, I don't even know if this is getting my face. On the screen it just looks like a huge fireball behind me. Some really interesting lighting going on, and then I'm in shadow. But I think I need to have more confidence on myself, or with myself. I need to accept the fact that I think I've just kind of gone into a place where I thought, oh, Emma's so good at that. What am I good at? I'm just good at cleaning out stables. And I know I have things that I can do and people to approach, but I think the thing that's been holding me back is that I'm like, I won't do it as good as Emma. So even though I want to, there's part of me that's scared to, in case I just sound like I'm playing at it and I balls it up and make a big old mess, and then nobody wants to talk to me, or they just don't think we're professional enough, or what have you. And I get out of the field, come on. I think I have to have confidence that that's not the case. So I'm going to push myself to have more faith in myself. Do you know, I've said it before, but I love this autumn light. We've just come across another dog walker that's got a huge, great big Springer Spaniel Bull Mastiff mix. That was the funniest but cutest dog. Like a very big Bull Mastiff with the colouring of a Springer Spaniel. So I was like, what is that dog? My boys were tolerant. They bared their teeth a little bit. No snarling, just bared teeth and kind kind of didn't really want to do the bounty play, but I think they were just a bit like, you're huge, a little bit worried. They were nice enough. Right, I'm enjoying this fresh air, I must say. It's really nice. Let me show you the scenery. I'm hoping that the wind, there's a little bit of wind, I'm hoping it doesn't affect the sound. Kind of got that hazy autumn sun over there, a bit of haze in the air. So lucky to just live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you know, not completely remote, but rural, I can never say that word. Go find it. Find it. Oh, you found it, good boy. Ready, last one. You paying attention, boys? Go find it. You saw where that one went, didn't you? I Link got that one. All gone now. This is very odd. Just been out. I'm out on the common on the village. So it's on the outskirts of the village. Basically common land. This is usually a pond. I haven't been up here for a little while. But bearing in mind we've had a lot of rain and the water levels are high everywhere and the ground is incredibly squelchy, and this being the lower point, you would have thought this would be filled with water, but for whatever reason it is not, which is very strange. Just like a little glade now instead, somewhere a little bit different. It's 4:15. I've come in from the dog walk. We have bathed off their legs and their tummies because they're all covered in mud, and dried them off. They've been fed, and now I'm about to lounge in the bath, wash my hair. Emma has been sending me messages about links that she made today, so that's been good. We've just been listening to her message. This is the chewed unit that somebody chewed. I'm suspecting you. And started to make a start on this shelf too. It's rather a good job that these things are not that expensive. It's a very good point as to why I never spend a lot of money on anything, because you never know which animal's going to trash it. Have you finished drinking? Finished? Can I start? Can I start? Timmy, have you finished now? Oh, good. Then I'll begin. Good evening, you lovely lot. It's 8 o'clock. No, it's not. 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock. I don't quite know what's going on in my brain. Anyway, Lee is home. He's just in the bath. As you can see, I'm all bathed, done my hair. I don't know why I bothered, because tomorrow it's going to rain and I'm going to look like a drowned rat, because we've got Joseph coming tomorrow for a session, and we're going to have to spend some time unflooding the stables because it's rained a lot. Not so much today, but it rained all of last night and we've got more rain coming. So anyway, nothing we can do about it at this point in time until we get thousands of pounds in a grant and we can then fix the problem. All comes down to money, doesn't it? Anyway, so yeah, today was a bit different. Obviously, I've not really vlogged very much, but it's been a different insight into a different part of my life that I'm now doing. And yeah, it's, well, I've talked about it. I won't keep talking about it. But yeah, it's good to test your boundaries sometimes, and it's good to step out your comfort zone and do different things and believe that you can do more, which I find very hard. I'm making tea. I'm going to go and chillax with my family. Tomorrow is actual Halloween. It's the 31st tomorrow. So I've got my inflatable up, which is struggling. I really thought my decorations were going to go kaput. It's up now. I'm kind of scared to turn it off overnight in case it doesn't work again in the morning. But then part of me is also scared that if I don't turn it off, it'll exhaust itself and break before Halloween tomorrow. I think I might turn it off. I don't know what's the right thing to do. I need hindsight here, don't I? But yeah, that is my plan, is to go to work, do all the bits we need to do at work tomorrow, have my full day at work, and then Kenzie's going to make a start on the trick-or-treating visitors with the sweets that we've bought, because they start really early here. All the little kids come out as soon as it gets dark, so it's probably going to start at about 5 o'clock. And then by the time I get home at 6, I'll take over and he can go back to his gaming or whatever it is he's doing, and I'll do the rest. But it's going to be really odd because I'm normally at home for Halloween. Like every year I've been around doing Halloweeny things with the kids, and then last year I believe it was a Sunday or a Saturday, would have been a Sunday, or was it a Monday? Either way, I wasn't working whatever day it was, so it would have been a Monday, wouldn't it? So I wasn't working, so I got to do all the trick-or-treaty stuff, which I love, and this is going to be the first time that I don't do that as much as I have done, so yeah, it feels a bit weird. Anyway, you don't need to know this. Thank you very much for watching, you lovely lot, and I will see you all tomorrow.